Hello. Our next part is mobile IP. So, mobile computing in a true sense will be able to provide an environment where user will be able to continuously access data and services in the state of mobility. We know that very we know that for a continuous services for a mobile, you have to go for the mobility factors and various mobility computing environments are available for your users to get the continuous access or services for your mobile system. Okay, so mobile computing should not be confused with the portable computing. Okay, it is not a one kind of a portable computing. It is a uh, computing which seamlessly provide the facility when the users are normally using a number of networks or moving in the number of networks. Okay, so how this mobile computing works and how these data connections are established between the two computing systems. So a data connection between two endpoints through TCP/IP network requires a source IP address, source TCP port, and target IP address with a target TCP port. For making a communication between the two endpoints, we have to require them some factors we have to consider in your uh, transmission between the two networks. That is source IP address, source TCP port, target IP address, and target TCP port. Okay. By combination of these IP address, the host system combined with the TCP port as an identification and becomes a point of attachment for an endpoint. Okay, transmission control protocol and internet protocol address. These are the nothing but the identification addresses for your host system. Okay, so in which TCP port is a specific application and remains constant. TCP port you can say that is a constant value which is not change. Uh, you can consider it as a physical address provided to your system, and these IP addresses are assigned to the host from a set of addresses assigned to a work. Okay, so this structure works well as long as the client is static and in using desktop computer system. Your client system is there. Your client is using a desktop computer system, so you can say that this TCP/IP port is a constant value provided in your network system, and whenever the situation comes with the mobile system and you are using a laptop or Wi-Fi instead of to provide the network facilities to your mobility system, this point of attachment will change from one subnet to another subnet. Okay, you are moving from one location to another location, so every time your this location will change. So to provide the constant data to your network, this uh, the term is implemented over here, and that is called as a mobile IP. Okay, so this mobile IP term signifies whether while user is connected to application across the internet, the users of point of attachment changes dynamically. All connections are maintained despite the change in underlying network properties. Yeah, uh, this mobile IP is nothing but your dynamic value which is provided to your mobile system, and it is always maintained by your network, which is uh, for which we the system you have connected in over here. So whenever you are crossing a boundaries of a one network, that is called of handoff processing you are perform, the roaming situation where the mobile covers the number of boundaries from one boundary to another location. This handoff is made quite easily as compared to the constant value. So these networks are able to store all these necessary value, that is IP values. So this term is most useful, your IP network environment, mobile environment. Okay, how this IP will work? The next question may obviously arises in your mind. So internet protocol IP is responsible for routing a package from source endpoint to the destination endpoint. To make a communication between source machine to destination machine, The IP protocol is responsible for packet transmission via routers. Number of intermediate devices are there called as a router and repeaters, obviously. So these IP address of a host can be considered to be a combination of network address. Normally, it is a 24-bit address and a node address that is a 8-bit. So whole IP is made up up to 32-bit IP addresses. Okay. So for your understanding, there are so many classes in which the IP addresses are distributed: class A, class B, class C, and class D. So let us assume the one of the example of a class C IP address where um, the value is given to you like 203.197.175.123 of the mail server. One mail server is there. You can consider it as a iit.ac.in. So apart from this 32-bit address, the first 24 bits, that is 203.197.175, is the address of your network, and the last 8 bits are contained, that is 123, is nothing but your host address. Okay, so the network portion of an IP address is used by the router. जो 24 bits address values is used by the router system for delivering your packet to the end destination. Okay, but at that destination, which is your target machine, that target machine is identified by this 8-bit address, and that is called as a host portion. Okay, so IP address is responsible for your end-to-end communication, and in addition to the IP addresses of the host, for meaningful communication we need to TCP or UDP protocol. TCP is a connection oriented, and UDP is a connection based protocol, user datagram protocol, as we know. uh, Next thing is that how these addresses are stored, and how these addresses are going to stored or maintained by your whole system. Okay, because every time you are in a moving position, your mobile crosses the boundary or crosses the network from one network to another network. So how this database is going to be maintained in your network? Okay, so this TCP connection identified by the quadruplet, and that contains the IP address and port number of the sender endpoint. And while TCP connection is not terminated, the user is mobile. Uh, it is essential for all of these four identities remain constant. Okay, uh, identities, that means your source ID, source port number, destination ID, and destination port number. Okay, TCP ports are application specific and generally constant. You know, everywhere, as I told you, TCP are constant, provided to your laptop system or your desktop system, whatever. So IP addresses are called as a home address, and TCP IP addresses are called as a constant address. Okay. These home addresses is static and known to everybody as the identity of the host, and the care of address changes at each new point of attachment and can thought as a mobile's nodes specific address. Number of mobile nodes are connected to a single network. So how to identify? You are going to identify them as the base your home address. Okay, so the concepts are there. Where the named as a home location register and a visitor location register. These two database systems are implemented in your cellular network, which are responsible for storing your dynamic and static addresses of your mobile system. Okay, and this task is managed by the home agent, you can say that. It is nothing but a one kind of a node that is responsible for forwarding and managing the transparency between your different network. Okay, so this is how your mobile IP works. Again, the phenomena is there. It is called as a tunneling. It is called as a tunneling, in which IP addresses, IP packets are contained with the header, and which is a modified one, because every time your data is processing with the layers, so each and every layer attach its own address value to their header file. Okay, so The header encapsulates the original packet and causing the mobile node's home address to have no impact on the encapsulated packet routing. And this is nothing but your tunneling comes in your picture. Okay, so this phenomenon is called as a tunneling. Okay, you can say the diagram. You can refer it, and the diagram shows one example where the mobile node A and mobile A and B is going to communicate to each other. That is, for example, mobile node A and home network A is there. So you can make a communication via a tunneling factor by using the servers. Server X is there, foreign agents is there, home agent is there. This is one kind of a foreign network, and this is one kind of a internet over there, and it's a whole global network having a one tunneling processing. Okay, a single path is established and virtual path is established between the whole network, which is connected to home agent and foreign agent. Okay, so how this system works? Server X want to transmit IP datagram to node A, and home address of A is advertised and known to X. Home address is already known to your server system, so X does not know whether the A is in the home network or somewhere else. So therefore, X sends a packet to A with the home's addresses, A's home addresses as a destination IP and the IP header. Okay, so IP datagram is routed to A's home network. A is home network. A is a having a specific network. So at the A's home network, IP datagram is interpreted by the home agent. Home agent is responsible for maintaining the HLR and the VLR value. The home agent discovers that A is in a foreign network. Okay, this is identify your node A is in a foreign network. That means the network which is too away from your local network. So a care of address has been located by to A, and by this foreign network and available with the home agent. The home agent encapsulates the entire datagram inside new IP datagram, and A's care of address in the IP header identifies that destination system. Okay, at the foreign network, the incoming data, IP datagram is intercepted by the foreign agent, and foreign agent is the counterpart of the home agent in the foreign network. Okay, so this is all about identifying one kind of a intermediate system is there who knows the addresses of the mobile node A and the home network A. So for making a communication between this network system, this server establishes a specific path, and it is called as a tunneling, which is connected between the home agent and foreign agent. So every time this home agent identifies the your node system where it is placed, whether it is a local network or whether it is in a foreign network. So the server identifies these all the things and then start its communication in a safely manner by using the IP values provided to each and every node. Okay, so this is all about your IP network. Okay, and one last thing is there, that is mobile IP needs to support the three basic capabilities. Uh, Mobile IPs, it is required to be discovered every time you have to. Mobile node uses a discover procedure to identify itself. After that, registration, you know, to registration for a new network, care of address is given to you because every time you are in a traveling, so your network has been changed each and every time. Okay, and the last thing is the tunneling. That is the procedure which is used to forward IP datagram from home address to take care of the address. Okay, so this is all about your mobile IP system. The question will be asked for you, so you can go for it, and remember all the points which are covered in your in this lecture. Okay, thank you.